Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial for the build-up show for a massive game. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are well. It's the West Ham versus Chelsea build-up show. We are 29 minutes away from the team news being announced. I'm joined by Moisey and Steve, as always. Steve, firstly, Steve, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Yourself, Jake? I'm good, mate.
Yeah, not too bad. A little bit nervous for this. I've got to say, but feeling a bit confident as well. And Mike, how are you feeling?
I think you call it nervous excitement. I think that's what it is. You know, normally we're nervous at this time of the season because we're worried about getting a couple more points to stay up. But this is a different sort of nervousness. But it's a different sort of nervousness. It's something I haven't really felt since 1985. But there you go. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this game. And normally we're not, are we? We want the season null and void last year just so we stay up. But I mean, just get on with it. You know, that's how it.
Oh wow. Yeah. But just before we get started, I'd like to say a huge thank you to the for kitting us out here. I've got the jumper here. I've got one hat on. I've got a hat. Right, I always get this wrong. A hat there. I've got the t-shirt on. They kitted us right out. Yeah, I know. It is mental. But I'd like to say thank you. A huge thank you to them for kitting us out. Right. Afternoon. Hope you are well. I'm very different to cheat a Newcastle car.
Yeah, that was great. Afternoon,
It was definitely right. Let's see who else is in it. Kieran, good day, young Jake. And I know you like it. You know it's 1 a.m. I like it, Kieran. 1 a.m. Now that is dedication over in Australia. I hope you are well. See, a different cheer. We meant not cheer. I wonder what he said. A different cheer for a Newcastle goal last year. Last week it was a groan. This week it was a cheer. Yeah. That is for sure. But Steve, Newcastle, they didn't help us out last week. That's for sure. But they helped this week.
Yeah, that's true, mate. And a funny old game, football, isn't it? How it all works, isn't it? Really, drawing with Liverpool, and then last week, well, they were all over us to start off with, weren't they? So I tried to forget about last week because it's a bit of a shock, really. But there we go. Got to forget the bad games and get on with it, and I suppose.
Yeah.
Too right.
It was a funny old game, that's for sure. But let's hope we can move on from it. That is for sure. And just move on because this is a massive game today, isn't it, Mike? This is you came on last night for a little while. It's a massive game today, and if we can get a win today, I think Champions League is very much on.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're all going to believe if we can win today, and it's a really good chance for us to just go and have a crack at it. It really is. I keep saying it. And I know it's not Moisey's way, really, but it's a chance to really go and have a go at Chelsea because this is a huge 6-pointer for us. Games after this, nothing's a given. Look at it. Newcastle today, there's no such thing as a given. You've got to earn it after this week. I know it's not a bit of a pun, but I mean, joking aside, this is absolutely huge. We get something today, even a draw, we're still in the hunt. Yeah,
I agree. Adam's in football Brownie. I hope you are well, mate. Keeping safe with all your content and your show with Steve. The show with Steve keeps on going. Do you enjoy doing those, Steve?
Not at all, mate. Not on Brownie show. It's the most unprofessional show. It's the most unprofessional football show on YouTube, mate.
Here we go. Shots are going to go from the chat.
Mate, I've never seen you pop off for a cup of tea, go to the fridge, go to the toilet.
Wow.
I like to work with professionals like yourself, mate.
Thank you very much. Oh, he's not going to like that, that's for sure. But in terms of the game then, Steve, how are you feeling?
Nervous, very nervous, to be honest. A bit like Mike was saying there, mate. This takes me back though. Was it 85 or 86? 86.
85, 86 season.
85, 86 season. Yeah. When we ran out of steam, that's my worry this time round as well. Yeah. Back then we ran out of steam. I think we would have won the league if we hadn't run out of steam. We had so many games close to each other. The excitement was buzzing, wasn't it? Tony Cotty was scoring all over the place. Frank McAvenny, we were on fire. And then we just run out of steam. Yeah. And we got a thin squad. And that's what makes me really nervous about today. Have we peaked? Are we a bit on the jaded side? Can the lads go out and turn it around again? You know, you take your favourite Craig Dawson. He's been a bit ropey the last few weeks, isn't he, to be fair? I'm not trying to knock him. He's fabulous in the season, but he's, you know, so that's where the fear lies. The fear doesn't lie with Chelsea and their players for me, right? If we're on our game, I really think we can beat them. If we go out and attack at Chelsea, not play the old defensive game that we've seen against the likes of Man United and stuff. So nervous, very nervous, Jake.
Yeah, I think we all are, because, you know, this is a big game for our season. So, team news that has come out: Saeed Benrahma looks like he is on to start, and somebody's asked X, is it a case of Saeed Benrahma today? And he has said, "I'll tell you in 15 minutes." So we'll keep updated with that. We will see.
I think if he start today,
let's wait. Yeah,
but I just gotta. I hope he does. This could be his game. This could be the game that he turns it on and it's the back of the net as well. So, you know. But it's massive for West Ham this today. It's bigger than a cup final to me, this. Yeah. You know, this is huge. I think if we win today, we're going to the Champions League, right? If we don't win today, I think we've peaked and we're fall to the wayside a little bit. We end up 7th or 8th, maybe 6th. But it's that big. It's that big a game, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Mike, you know James all too well. He'll want Benrahma to start. He's not on today, but James will want Benrahma to start, and let's hope that he does. But just before we bring our next guest on, let's take some comments. Kieran says, it feels like we are just about to climb Everest or slip down the mountain. Yeah, I completely agree. Right, we've had a request. Craig is on today as he's got nothing else to do. Yeah, he really hasn't got anything else to do. So we'd like to say, on his behalf, we're going to win today, and he'll be back the next game. So there you go. There's Craig Dawson's voice. So our next guest, he is on the high of 300 subscribers hit yesterday. Here he is, Gatesy. How are you?
I'm doing very well, young man. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Everyone go over to Forge for Mine to subscribe, because now West Ham Online plugged it and he got the subscribers up, and Hippo Gate is coming.
Oh dear, mate.
It is. Listen, it's if I've got to dress as a hippo for Isla to get the money that we've managed to get pledged for her one way and another, then do you know what? I'll do it morning, noon, and night. It's not a problem.
Yeah, fair shame, mate. Well said.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. But the game then, Gatesy, this is massive. Confident, nervous? What you feeling?
Depends upon who's put out. I mean, you know, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Masuaku and Cresswell I'm optimistic about. And do you know what? I just got a funny feeling. I wouldn't be totally shocked if I saw Declan Rice starting. I really wouldn't.
You said that. You have, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, if he's involved from the bench, to be fair, I think that's probably more likely. But for me, I just think this could make or break our Champions League hopes. It really could. If we go out and turn them over, which is not beyond the realms of possibility if those three are involved, then game on. And you look at their fixtures, they've got a Champions League semi-final over 2 legs, possibly into a final if they get past Real Madrid. They've got the FA Cup final against Leicester, as well as their other league fixtures, which are not going to be easy. We've just got the Premier League to concentrate on. So if we manage to get past Chelsea with a positive result, and when I say positive, even a draw is favourable to us. So we've got that in our favour. We could take the draw, and I actually would still back us in what remains of the season. If we go out and get turned over, that's where it might concern me, and especially if it's sort of like, say, 3 goals, which again Chelsea are capable of opening any team up on their day like a bag of crisps. And, you know, we just got to hope that today isn't that day. We've been conceding an awful lot of goals of late, which is quite un-David Moyes-like. But again, this is coincide with Declan's absence from the team, and he offers such a protective shield to the back line that his absence can't be understated. And I think you've only got to look at the goals we've conceded. Do we concede those goals with Declan in front of the back line? No. An awful lot of them, probably not. I mean, you can't legislate for Fabianski's error at the second goal. That's one of those things. But certain other goals just quite simply would not have come to pass if Declan had been there sweeping it up. So he's key to me. If he plays, that massively boosts our chances. I somehow think that he's probably going to be on the bench, but I'm just keeping optimistic that he might be starting.
See, Gatesy, he's got something. He might know. He thinks that Declan Rice could participate, but we've talked to Steve and Mike about this. But Newcastle, they didn't help us last week, but they did help us this week. This week, that's for sure. With the draw now, they are 1 point behind us. So let's just have a look. They're 1 point behind us. So if we win today, we go 4 points ahead of them. And then with Chelsea, we are on the same points as them. So we'll go a win above them, and we don't have to play them. So it could. We've let it slip with last week, but I mean, it's still a really good opportunity, I think, for this. A massive helping hand that were given to us earlier today, because these results. I mean, the Everton game, we could have been helped a bit more with a bit of an Arsenal result, but results are going our way, Gatesy, aren't they?
The other teams are dropping points. I mean, as you say, you know, Liverpool dropped 2 massive points. I mean, yes, all right, we had a point in our graph last week at 2-2, and then let that slip, but now they've helped us out by, you know, relieving Liverpool of an extra 2 points, you know, with that last gasp equaliser. And again, it was that fella Joe Willock again popping up. I mean, he scored against us, the winner. He scored against Spurs, an equaliser. He scored against Liverpool, an equaliser. He's come good at the back end of the season for the Geordies, and I think that they're going to get out of it. And I've got no problem with Newcastle as a club. They're a massive club, but I've got a little bit of a soft spot for Fulham because, well, family reasons, number one. My great uncle used to play for them way back, and also Scott Parker, obviously. So I've got a bit of a soft spot for Fulham, and I was keeping my fingers crossed that they were going to get out of it, but I don't think they're going to now. I think Newcastle have probably done enough to put a bit of daylight between Fulham and themselves. So I think Fulham are doomed, sadly. But
so, but I'm going to ask Steve and Mike this question now. Would you take a point in this second? Would you, if I offered it to you, take a point now? Steve, to you first.
No, I go for it. I want the 3 points, Jake.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, I want the 3 points today, mate. A point, staying on the level. You know, Chelsea might get a 10-point deduction yet with any luck anyway, innit? So, but no, seriously, I think we got to go for the 3 points. If we're going to want Champions League football, mate, we got to get out and get the 3 points today to make the breakaway into that position, you know.
I like it. I do. And Mike?
Yeah, I definitely want us to go for the win. I really do, because if we sit in and be negative, we'll get beat. We'll get beat 2 or 3, no doubt about that. So we got to be positive. That's the only way we can go at it. But I can see this being a really tight game with not that many goals in it, to be honest. Chelsea, they're not free scoring. I mean, they haven't scored that many goals in the last few games. So, I'd love to see Declan Rice there. Gatesy's right. I'm great. You know, the only trouble is we've seen him in training, but we haven't seen him do anything. You know, we haven't seen him running or. Oh, sorry, mate. You carry on.
Can I just hold fire? I'm just going to whack this up on screen now. Give me a couple of seconds, and it's not good viewing.
Dear. Oh, what?
It's not good viewing.
Don't do this to me, Jake. Don't do this.
Here we go. Right, 3, 2, 1. This is not good viewing. This is not what I want to see.
What are you doing to us? Oh?
So I think if you if you code that down, is it a case of Algerian flag, Ben Rama? No. We'll have confirmation in 15 minutes time, but Kent says I'd take a point,
I agree
but
with
aim
Kent.
for 3.
Yeah, I agree. You have to aim for a win. You can't play for a draw. But if we got a draw, I don't think that's the worst result in the world.
Yeah, taking it.
Well, it's better than losing, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. We're still in. We've still got a chance if we draw. But if we get a win today, we can march on. You know. But this is West Ham, isn't it? We win the big games. Just be confident here.
Yeah.
We win the big games, right, against the big clubs, but we lose against the dross. And that's the fear afterwards.
Yeah, probably what will happen, Steve, is we'll probably rock up at the Hawthorns against a relegated West Brom with Sam Allardyce in charge, and we'll probably get our trousers pulled down. Do you know what I mean?
Sam Allardyce would love that.
He would.
He certainly would.
Yeah,
he would.
Yeah, he'd cut his ears to the crowd that's not there.
Oh, big time.
Yeah. But just before I go any further, I'd like to say again a huge thank you to DT38 for sending out all this stuff. Look, it's here, it's up there, it's here, it's here. Thank you very much to DT38. Absolutely fantastic stuff that you can find on their website. But a couple of guests waiting, and we'll get their thoughts on the game, and we'll have a look at the starting lineup when it comes out in just 12 minutes time. So firstly, West Ham Online, how are you?
I was doing well until I saw that Ben Rama thing that you just whacked up on screen.
Well, we will see. We will see what happens. And let's have a look at what we got. Graham, how are you?
Hello, Jake. Yeah, very well. Hello, everyone else.
Hello, Graham.
Graham.
Yeah, good. So, West Ham Online, firstly to you. If we just put the Ben Rama thing to the side for just a moment, how are you thinking for the game?
I'm not confident at all. Yeah, the left-hand side is looking horrific, if I'm honest. I don't want to see Ben Johnson playing there again at left wing back. And if Creswell and Masuaku are out, I'm just not confident because I don't see if Ben Rama's not playing, he'll probably play a 5 at the back. And it did not work at all against Newcastle without Creswell and Masuaku. So yeah, I've got absolutely no faith. If I'm honest, sorry to be negative, but I'm just not confident.
Yeah, we're just looking at the comments. People are saying on the X tweet, 5 at the back coming, 4 nows and Jay Ling's masterclass. Let's hope for that. But Graham, how are you feeling for the game? Starting lineup. What do you want to see 5 at the back? What are you hoping for first?
Well, it's a massive game, isn't it? It's just great to be involved in massive games at this stage of the season, isn't it? It's like a brand new thing for us, isn't it? So, it's the biggest game of the season for us now. So that's really good to be involved in those types of games. I'm not sure how I want to say. Every time I've got an idea of how we should line up, we sort of do it different, and it works okay. You can't predict it. We've got so many injuries as well. I just hope that he's got something up his sleeve to maybe something different that we're not expecting.
Well, don't put it past.
No problem.
Yeah. Don't put it past Mr. Moisey. We can do anything. You never know what Moisey's going to do. Let's take some comments, though. Mandy says, I would usually go for the win, but it's so close with 8 teams that even a point would be decent. Kieran says, but I'd love to beat the West London Blues.
Beautiful. Did you see my thumbnail that I did, Jake?
I did, yes, I did.
It was a bit cheeky of me, wasn't it?
Yeah. Christian says, whatever happens in these last few games, what a season we have had. So proud. I completely agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. And that is the bottom line. But we'll talk a little bit about Chelsea. And Steve, I'll come to you. Who do you think their main threats are? Who are you fearing?
None of them, mate. To be honest, I think if we're on our game today and we open them up like we've opened up other sides, I don't think we got a problem. I don't fear anyone in the Chelsea side, mate. I don't think they're that good a side, and they certainly haven't got superb individual players. The Germans
I like the confidence.
The German manager's got them working a bit now, hasn't he? They seem to be working a bit more together. But there's nothing to fear there, mate. And that's why I think we really have to go for the win. And if we get Lingard away and opening up the gaps like he does, I think, we could go. I wouldn't be surprised if we're on our form to go 2-0 up in the first 15, 20 minutes, mate. If we go at them. But we're surprised. Moyes has got it sus, to be honest. I agree with everything Graham said there. When you try and work out formations, you look at the form, fucking hell, what's he doing? Right? Then we go 3-0 up.
Yeah.
How can you argue with Moyes? I just put me trust in Moyes now. I never used to, but I trust Moyes 100% at the minute, unless we're playing Man United.
Yeah, we don't know what he's going to do we, Mike? I mean, he could do anything, and we will just wait and see. We've confirmed, X has confirmed that Lingard starts, thank God. And just on Lingard, I mean, I know, Gatesy, I know. But, I mean, if we can get him firing like he has been in the first half for the last few games, barring the Newcastle game, I mean, I think we can easily score goals in that side, even if we don't have Ben Ram, as much as I want to see him start.
Yeah, we need Lingard on that pitch. Full stop. He's our main man. I mean, we've just, like, Gates just went like that, and we all are, aren't we? Because he is the man at the moment. I mean, yeah, we missed Declan, and we've conceded goals because he's not been there. I mean, big time. But and Arthur was looking good. I mean, Creswell, yeah, we're going to miss them. But I mean, I'd take anyone out of the team and swap it for as long as we've got Lingard playing. I mean, he's just been on fire, and we need that man out there. I think he gives everyone else confidence. And the rest of our players, he gives us confidence now. So, if we can just get him into the game and free him up, I think we've got a chance.
Yeah. West Ham Online X has just confirmed as well that there will be no Creswell in today's side. Not back yet. I mean, he was being assessed this morning, but he's obviously not fit enough to play. I mean, Lingard, he's our main vocal point, isn't he? But who are you fearing? Do you fear anyone? Are you like Steve? Are you like, we're gonna win this? I don't fear no one from Chelsea. What are your vibes about Chelsea? West Ham Online.
I think what Steve said was, I think Steve was right in the fact that most of their individual players going forward have not been that great this season. If you look at them compared to last season, Werner was obviously fantastic in Germany. Ziyech was phenomenal for Ajax. Havertz again in Germany, but none of them have really impressed. I think the one player I'd like to pick out is Mason Mount. Fantastic for Chelsea and England, and I really hope he's going to the Euros in the summer, which obviously he will be. And yeah, I'd say him and the manager are the only two people I'm very worried about, because I think Thomas Tuchel is levels above that Frank. The man is a tactical masterclass. He is really, really tactically astute. So I'd say them two are the biggest threats. As weird as it is to call a manager a threat, I think you've got to pick him out. And going back to that Creswell thing, it is disappointing to see that he won't be playing, because as much as I slate him defensively, we just seem to have no outlet in terms of crossing the ball when he's not playing. So I don't know what we can do there, but quickly, Jake, before I move on.
Yeah.
I've got the team come through if you want
it.
So
have I. I've got it as well. I'm going to read it out to you. So we've got Fabianski in goal. We've got a back five of Soufal, Diop, Balbuena, Ogbonna and Fredericks. Two in the middle is Souček and Noble. Fornals, Lingard and Byrne. I'm not on StreamYard at the moment, and I heard a sigh straight away. That is the team that is coming through. So five at the back. Fredericks, I mean, Wally, if you're watching, Frederick starts for you. Balbuena starts, which is an interesting one. Graham, over to you first. Here we go. They're already coming in. Where is Ben Rama? # free Ben Rama. What's your thoughts on that starting 11?
James is foaming at the mouth as we speak.
I bet he is.
I bet he is. Yeah. Graham, your immediate thoughts on that?
I don't think there's massive surprises, was there? That's about all the players you've got on it. So it was pretty much gonna be the team, wasn't it? I think defensively, they've all been a bit shaky. I think you definitely miss Cresswell and Masuaku, don't you? They are the two players that can cross the ball, can't they? You know, so you certainly miss them. So Masuaku isn't playing, is he? Is that right? You said that?
Yeah. So the defense we're going for is so I guess we're going Soufal on the right, 3 in the middle with Diop, Balbuena and Ogbonna, and Fredericks out on the left.
Cool.
So I mean, Frederick sort of been. You'd have thought he'd have done well in against Newcastle, wouldn't he? He got one of the fastest players in the league, who just sort of terrorised us, didn't he? You know, and we've got like he probably Fredericks can match him. The little things like that you think might have been able to help us, you know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, West Ham Online, Fredericks and Soufal. I mean, Moyes might switch them around. Soufal might play on the left and Fredericks on the right. We'll have to see. But what's your thoughts on that lineup, West Ham Online?
I think I just threw up. Don't get me wrong, I trust Moyes, but Fredericks at left wing back when he has the left foot of me, absolutely, mate. I just don't get it. Why, if we don't have a left wing back, anyone capable of playing there, why we don't play a back four, I don't know. But you know, I'm not smarter than Moyes, so maybe he ends up being right. But on paper, I think Fredericks at left wing back is an accident waiting to happen.
We will see. And straight over to you, Moisey. You've got to explain that starting 11, Moisey.
I wish I could, mate. I wish but I'll give him a little bit with Graham because there's not much left. There's not much left, really. I think he was stuffed for a choice to someone to play left wing back. I think he was always going to go with 5, to be honest. So I think that was it. You know, he couldn't go anywhere else. I don't like it. But how many times this season have I said I don't like that formation, and how many times has he proved me wrong? You know, and we've done it, haven't we? All of us have gone, oh no, nightmare, no. You know, I mean, we just got to trust him, haven't we? And let him get on with it. I mean, it's not what we want to see, but we're down to the bare bones. Hopefully, we got a long rest now until next Monday we play now, don't we? So hopefully we can get a couple back. Hopefully we can get something out of this game and then move on to them last few games. But I've shook my head, Jake. You know, many a time on the lineups that we've been given, and we've been proven wrong. So let's just hope that happens again today, mate.
Well, Steve, I mean, are you disappointed looking at that? But I mean, we've got to back Moyes, haven't we? We've got to.
We've got to back him because he's got us where we are at the end of the day. Do I agree with the lineup? No. I think your man West Ham Online is dead right about Fredericks if he's playing on the left, mate. Yeah. It'll be that's dodgy, that is. Right. And Ben Rama, again, the subject on Ben Rama. Today, I think we need someone out there with that extra bit of class, that extra bit of style that can turn a game, and that boy can do it. And I just don't think he's been given the stage to do it, or enough minutes to do it.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Yeah.
That's the time to play someone like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't get it, mate. I just don't know what's going on there, and it doesn't add up to me. We're short up top now a bit, aren't we? As well, you know what I mean. So. A bit of flair. Let's get a bit of flair out on that pitch and let him express himself, you know? Mm-hmm. And that could make the difference of winning the game. But
it could be.
Like Mike said, every time we shake our heads, we get proved wrong. Which I don't mind being proved wrong when we win.
No.
Yes. So let's move up the pitch then. Unfortunate that we're not going to see Declan Rice in that. We haven't got the bench yet, so we don't know whether he's involved in the squad.
It should be out now, Jake. Just come out.
It should be. It is correct. Let me have a look. But Gatesy, just while I bring that up then to you, Souček and Noble in the middle, I think is what we expected.
Yeah, well, what else could he have done, to be honest, Jake? Once Declan's out of the picture, the midfield two pretty much picks itself. And you guys are right. What else could Moyes have done? You know, Cresswell's out, Masuaku's out, Rice is out, Antonio's out. I mean, we was a paper-thin squad.
That is the correct team news. Gatesy, continue, sorry.
That's right. I mean, the squad was paper thin. We all said that before a ball was kicked this season, and it's even thinner still now. So I don't really think. I mean, is the team what I'd have picked? I'll be honest with you. I'm looking at Balbuena, and really, I'm like, the guy's on his way out the door. Really, why are you putting him there? I know you could turn around and say maybe you haven't got an awful lot of choice. Well, I don't know. I just question the wisdom of putting a guy there that's halfway out the door. If there's a situation that evolves during the match where there's a 50-50 ball that he's got to challenge for, and he's a player coming out the corner of his eye, just in a split second, he may well pull out, because just stop and think about it from his point of view. He's got to think, well, if I take an injury here, that could be my mega money move to, you know, somewhere in Spain or Italy or wherever. That could be that at jeopardy. So at that moment, he pulls out of a challenge. Well, that hands the advantage to the opposition. So me personally, I'm not too sure I'd have put him in. But at the end of the day, as we've all said, David Moyes has very often picked a team that we've on occasion looked at, shook our heads and thought, what the hell's he doing? And at the end of the 90 minutes, we're going, what a performance. We've got 3 points and all the rest of it. So, you know, what can you do? But I noticed there's 2 goalkeepers on the bench again.
There is. And he's, interestingly, he's gone for Trott over Martin. So let's have a look at the subs bench then. So we can see Randolph and Trott as the keepers. Johnson, Alves, Coventry, Lanzini makes a return. Yarmolenko makes a return. Ben Rama and Odebeko there. So it's official. Anybody want to voice their thoughts on that?
Alves would have been the one I'd have put in ahead of Balbuena for me. I mean, if he's the guy, if he's the guy that next season, if he's the guy that next season that David Moyes has earmarked as his replacement, give him minutes now. Let's see if he's good enough. I mean, the reports are in the 23s that he's been tearing it up. So okay, get in there, make a claim for the shirt next season. Yeah.
I agree. Simon's just said the Chelsea.
Don't you think? Bit too much. I think there's a bit too much on that game for that gamble, to be honest.
Listen, he may well step up to the plate. And at the end of the day, Steve, let's put it this way. If he comes in and it doesn't work out for him, well, to be fair, there was no pressure on him, really. He's a raw kid coming in, so people should take it for what it is. If he doesn't have a good game, you know, no one's going to jump on his case. He was selected to do a job. But as I say, I just think a guy that's halfway out the door, like I say, if you've got that situation where there's 50-50, he's going to pull out. I don't care what anyone says about him being a professional footballer. He will pull out of that situation, because in the back of his mind, he'll be thinking, that's my big money move that could be gone if this guy breaks my leg.
Can I just say, over to you then, with this starting lineup. So Chelsea starting lineup is out with Mendy back in goal, Christensen, Silva, Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Conte, Jorginho, Chilwell, Mount, Werner and Pulisic. And on the subs bench, let's just take this banner out here so we can see them. Kepa, Alonso, Reece James, Zuma, Gilmore, Havertz, Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech and Abraham. Flipping out, there is some strength on that bench. What are we thinking? Straight over to you, Graham. What are you thinking with that Chelsea starting lineup?
Yeah, it's a strong side, isn't it? And their bench is slightly better than ours, isn't it? Bring a keeper on to change the things are going wrong. Yeah, it's going to be a struggle, isn't it? But it's all about Lingard, as you were saying. You know, it's a big game, big player, isn't he? Big player for big games. That's the type of games that you want them to shine. So we knew they were going to have a strong lineup, didn't we? So.
Yeah, and Mike, I mean, on there you've got Hudson-Odoi, you have Ziyech, Abraham. Yeah. I mean, we've got firepower on our bench. Some people will say Yarmolenko was firepower. I mean, Ben Rama, Lanzini, Odebeko, perhaps. I mean, we've got some strength on our bench as well. But overall, looking at the two sides, has your opinions changed from what they were 10 minutes ago?
No, they've got a lot of pace up front, haven't they? They've got Werner and who's the other guy? Is it two front?
Pulisic.
He is very quick. Yeah, he is lightning fast. They haven't really got an out-and-out striker though on that pitch, are they? Is Giroud on the bench or not?
2 seconds.
No,
Let's
no.
bring. I don't think he is. No, he's not. No, Drew.
He
Thank God.
Us as well. He was one that turned up for a go against us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that team is almost set up a bit like ours in a way.
Well, it could be right. Let's take some comments and see what you guys are saying. Simon says, great start, poor middle and decent finish about the game. Mandy says she liked Fredericks on the left. Chelsea team looks strong, says Simon. Sure. Mandy says we have no pace in midfield. Noble and Fornals are quite slow. See, Adam makes a good point here. Football Brownie, that Chelsea defense can be got at with pace and with Lingard, running at them. Does that give you hope, West Ham Online?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm thinking of it now, and my prediction is going to be Fredericks on the right and
I thought
Soufal on the left because if we're going to try and counter attack, there's absolutely no way Fredericks should be on the wrong foot. And let's be honest, Soufal's not as quick as Fredericks, so I think that's what we'll do. I think it'll be Fredericks on the right, but that Tuchel, as I've said, he can change his formations like that. Like I didn't expect him to play that formation, if I'm honest. And I'm happy James isn't playing in a way because it means that they won't have that outlet on the right. But then again, he's probably gone, right, we'll stick Aspilicueta in because then they've not got Antonio, and just let Pulisic do all the running, which he can definitely do.
Yeah, well, we will not see this man starting today. We know that now, but we're going to go into the interesting part of the show. I promised that I'd do a little graphic for the predictions, and here it is. I'm going to ask everybody on this screen their prediction, taking the starting lineup, both of them into account, and everything about the game. So, it's time for the predictions. So, I'm going to go to Graham, to you first then. What is your prediction, taking everything into account?
I'm going to go for 1-1.
I think we take that. Would I think most of us would take a point now. West Ham Online, to you. Positive, come on, not a loss.
2-0 Chelsea.
Gatesy.
I can't back against my team. It's just not in my nature. But I am really concerned because, as I say, no Cresswell and Masuaku. I'm really concerned now. I've got to put my faith in Moyes, though, because generally speaking, he's not let us down this season. So in Moyes we trust. I'm going to go for a 1-1.
Steve?
I'm going to go, looking at that lineup, my heart says to say 1-1. Right, but I'm going for 2-1 West Ham.
Hey! Thank you very much. And Moisey, what's your prediction?
I'm going to stick with my prediction, Jake, what I made last night.
Yeah.
2-1 West Ham.
Get it.
I'm taking a draw. If we can, if we get a draw, I won't be upset. But I'm still got faith in my man.
Yeah, mine was 2-1. My prediction was 2-1, but scrap that now. 2 people have gone 2-1. I can't do that. I'm going to go in the nature of the last few weeks and go 3-2 to West Ham. From the nature of the last, I think there's going to be goals in this, but Mandy thinks there's going to be 0-0. Here we go. Steve's last tip on this show is still running. I mean, Potter's Court is still running.
No need for that, Richard.
Oh dear, dear. Right, guys, any last words that you'd like to say before we wrap things up? As we are, what are we? We are at 4:41, so we are a considerable amount of time away from kickoff. 30 minutes plus 20 is 50 minutes away from kickoff. There we go. Any last thoughts, guys?
Just looking forward to it. Nervous to
know where the toilet roll is.
I think we'll leave it there. Graham, West Ham Online, any last words?
Yeah,
I hope the
Go on,
team
you go
prove
first.
me wrong.
Let's hope they prove West Ham Online wrong, and we come back here in a couple of hours' time, and we are sat in fourth position with 3 points on the board. Thank you very much to all of our guests for coming on, to Moisey, to Steve, to Graham, West Ham Online, and to Gatesy. Thank you very much for coming on. Come on, you ones. I'm sure West Ham Online's doing come on, you ones behind the screen.
Hippo Gate.
Hippo Gate.
Don't
Thank you
forget to
for
subscribe to False from Mine as well, guys. Appreciate it.
Force Mine, Hammers, Polls, West Ham Unofficial. Drop a like, subscribe, all of that stuff. Thank you to everybody in the chat for putting your thoughts and predictions in. And I'll be back very, very soon. Come on, you wines, and goodbye.